Hey, welcome back. This week's cake is a Zooper Dooper themed cake. If you don't know what they are, they're like a fruity icy pole that we get in Australia, and since it's summer here, I thought I would do something fun and nostalgic. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need is 2 packets of vanilla cake mix or a double batch of your favorite recipe. And just make this as the packet or the recipe directs. And then split this into 8 equal portions in separate bowls. This is because the Zooper Doopers come in 8 different flavors and each layer is going to taste like a different flavor. And of course you don't have to use this brand or anything, you can substitute with any kind of flavored liquid like fruit juice or cordial or whatever you want. Then take your icicles and measure out 1/4 cup of liquid from each one and add each to a different bowl of the cake mix. And there should be a little bit left in the tube, and you can save this if you want and use it as sugar syrup, but you don't have to, it's up to you. Then pour each mixture into its own lined and greased cake tin and bake as the packet or recipe suggests. And then set these aside to cool completely, and while they're cooling, make a large batch of vanilla buttercream frosting. Once they've cooled down, take your frosting and spread a small amount on a cake board or plate. And then place down the first layer of cake. Like I said, this is optional, but if you want to make the cake a little bit more moist, you can use a pastry brush and brush on some of that reserved icy pole mixture as kind of like a sugar syrup. Then spread over a layer of frosting. And then place down the next layer of cake and just repeat until you have a stack of cake. Then cover the whole cake with a thin crumb coat of frosting. Place in the fridge until this is hardened, and then add another coat of frosting until it's all smooth and has no crumbs. While the frosting is hardening, let's work on the decorations and the ganache. First, to make the white chocolate ganache, pour 1/3 cup of cream into a microwavable container and microwave for about a minute until the cream is hot but not boiling. You can also do this over the stove if you prefer. Then add in 250 grams of white chocolate and set aside for a couple of minutes. Then mix until all the chocolate is melted and the mixture is just really nice and smooth. This might take a while and it might seem like it's a bit lumpy, but if you just keep mixing, then it'll become really nice. Then split the ganache mixture into 5 bowls, or as many as you want, and add a bit of fruit dye to each one to make it like a bright rainbow ganache color. And I used paste fruit dye, which some people say that you can't add this to ganache because it makes the cream seize, but I've never had trouble with it, so I guess it's up to you. You can also use oil based and that definitely won't seize up at all. And I also added some white fruit dye just to make them a bit more opaque. And then just set these aside, they don't have to go in the fridge or anything. And for the decorations, you need an empty icicle packet that's been washed out and dried, some rainbow candy strips, some melted white chocolate, and some large skewers or something similar to that. First, take the icicle packet and snip off the end diagonally, and you'll see why this is important in a minute. Then line up one of the rainbow strips over the icicle and cut the end diagonally so it matches the icicle. And then cut it at the same angle at the other end of the rainbow strip as well. And then take your skewer, and if you can see, I marked mine where it will come out the cake, and then pipe chocolate over from that point upwards. And then press down one of the rainbow strips and leave it to set. When it's set, flip over and do the same with the other side. I also trim the end of the skewer if you can see. And then make sure both parts line up. And then pipe chocolate on both sides of the skewer. And slide this into the icicle between the back of the packet and between the rainbow lolly so that you can't see the chocolate from the front. And you can use another skewer just to make sure it's all lined up. And then leave that to set firm completely. And while it's setting, it's time to make the cake really colourful. So put your ganache into individual piping bags, and you don't have to do this, you can use a spoon, but it'll just take a little bit longer. And this is just super easy. All you need to do is pipe lines starting from the centre of the cake going towards the edges. And you don't need to go over the edge because the ganache should be runny enough that it will just tip over. And you can do this one colour at a time and then fill in the gaps, like you don't have to alternate between each stripe because that would take ages. And if there's any bits at the end that don't go over, you can just push them over with a toothpick. And that's basically it. Just keep doing that until the cake looks super rainbowy and awesome. Then just pop in the skewer with the icicle on top and you're done. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think the strips going down the edges kind of look like melted ice cream in the summer and just fits really well. Please let me know if you like this video and what you'd like to see next down in the comment section, and feel free to leave a thumbs up. And this is what the cake looks like inside. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please check out my other videos, and if you like them, feel free to subscribe. Thanks again for watching. See you next week.